This is probably going to be one of the most important videos you ever watch, and I'm going to discuss key levels throughout the day and where price has the highest probability or potentially the highest probability of having some type of reaction. Most people or even beginning traders do not know about these levels, and they're simple and easy to draw on the charts, and I'm going to share with you a very simple way to tackle this. So let's get into it. All right, I've gone back here and I've drawn the 9:30 a.m. Eastern open on my charts here, represented by the yellow line. Before I get really far into this, quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say here is financial advice. Trading is risky. Most people lose money. They lose all their money that they trade with, and everything I'm sharing here with you is for educational purposes only. All right, let's go over it. For the purposes of this video and simplicity's sake, I'm not going to get into order flow. I trade order flow. I trade 5-minute fair value gaps. I'm only going to talk about levels. So the very first thing to do here is go up to indicators and look for ICT kill zones, just like this here. ICT kill zones is going to be this one right here by trade for up. All right, and I'm just going to put that on my chart. So now it's popped up. Didn't have to change any settings, and I have the Asia and London high low here. I'm going to mark these off on my charts here. Actually, you know what? I'll leave this on my charts just so that we don't have to draw them. But this is going to automatically plot this for me. Now, we've already swept the London low down here, so I don't care about that level anymore. So all I care about are these levels here, and maybe I will draw them just so they stay there. I can see them a bit clearer here. So I only care about these two levels here right now. And this is going to be the Asia high right here, and then we're going to have the London high, which looks like this almost gets taken. And when these are really close together, I kind of want to see the Asia high get taken. I don't want to really do anything around the London low, or I'm sorry, the London high if it's this close. I would rather wait for the Asia high, to be quite honest. All right, so now that I have these two areas marked off, I'm going to remove this one because it already got taken right here, and the Asia high is really close to it. So in terms of this indicator, that's really all I'm interested in right now, is that one green level on my charts. So I'm now going to remove this. So it's on here, okay? I have one high marked off. Now I come out to the 4-hour time frame, and this is where it's really important. So I'm going to mark off other levels on the charts up and down for areas of interest or where price may have a reaction. And this is really simple to do. What you look for is just clusters of highs in the 4-hour chart and mark them off. So if I'm over here and I'm looking at this area, for example, or if I'm looking at this area, I don't care about these little highs. I want this one right here. Okay, that's the one I want. All right, so I am going to mark that off now on my charts, just like this. Okay, there's another area. The next one, if we come over here, I am going to mark off this one as a potential swing high right here. Okay, that's the most obvious one, looking further left. Now, if I look further left, it gets a little messy. So what do you do up here in this area when you get to this point here? Okay, well, this is obvious to me, but maybe not to a lot of new traders. I'm just going to take the highest swing high there, all right, and that's going to become my area of interest. Bam, there we go. All right, so now my chart is looking like it's starting to fill up with key levels and areas of interest. Down below, there's a swing low down here. Okay, this one is just obvious. And then if price wanted to come further down, I would probably mark off this one here, and I would just take note of that one over there to the left. Depending on the price, for example, if this was an even number like 400, 500, 600, then I'll be okay with that. Let's go down here and look at this one. This one is, yeah, this is right around the 50s and 70s. We're gonna leave that there for now. And then we're just gonna watch these levels. That's it. Too many traders, I think, overcomplicate trading, and they're looking for all these different confluences when it can really be simplified, okay, like this here. All right, so let's drop down to the 5-minute now, and let's just play price out and kind of see what happens and how it may or may not react off these levels. So we're pushing through here. This is the open, and then we get, let's see, we get a push up in the Asia high right here, all right? Right there, reaction right off of Asia high. Now, would I normally wait for price to get up here? Well, for me, that depends on a lot of things. That depends on the order flow at the time when I look at footprint charts. But for simplicity's sake, if I drop down to the 1 minute, we can see here we had a nice reaction off that area. We had a nice inverse fair value gap, if you can see that. All right, I can just mark that off right here. This is super simple, okay? I love how this comes up here and then immediately in 2 or 3 candles it inverses, all right? To me, that's a high probability setup. Now, and also for me, I wouldn't just take that. I'd be dropping down to the footprint charts and verifying other things and order flow and all that good stuff. But let's back up here now. Come back out to the 5 minute, just kind of see how price gets on for the rest of the day. Okay, down here, all right, so maybe I took a trade up there, maybe I didn't, but that had a nice reaction. All right, let's just play price a little forward, a little bit further here. And now we're getting into 1 o'clock. I would have no interest here if price retested. I want fresh, untested levels. That's all I really care about. So my next area of interest is now up in this area. And take note of the price here, 23,649 or 50. All right. I would prefer this to be an even number like 23,700, 23,800, because typically price likes to react around these areas here. Let's just see what happens when I kind of move this forward. So we have a big push up and no reaction yet here. We can come down to the 1 minute. We can kind of see what's going on here. All right, up in this area. So right here, we have an inverse fair value gap right here for a possible setup. And again, this is not something that I would just jump into blindly. I'm looking for other confluences and confirmation of the footprint chart. But again, for simplicity, okay, for simplicity, all right, there's a reaction happening here. Let's just play this out a little further and just kind of see what happens here. So we get that, and we get a nice reaction right off of that. All right, this happens a lot throughout the trading session. It's not always this clean. Trading is never this clean, or I should say, trading is not perfect. All right, things can look messy around these areas, but price tends to have a chance of reacting around these levels. So let's just come back up to the 5 minute and just kind of play this forward now and see what happens into the close. So we're at about 3 o'clock here. I probably wouldn't be trading around this time anyway, but price comes all the way down here, whips all the way down. Did we get a level down here? No, we didn't get a level down here. And we'll just play this forward here right up into 1800, into the close, okay? So that's it. Look at that. There were 2 areas right here. Super simple, guys. There were 2 areas of interest, okay, right here and right here for possible sit-ups. I probably wouldn't, I don't even remember what happened here this day on this particular trade. Me personally, I probably would have not touched that because this level right here is so close. I think I would have waited for this. All right, maybe I came back in the PM session and checked it out. Or the only way I would have touched this right here is if there was a beautiful setup on order flow, like everything aligned, all the stars, all the moons, and all that stuff here. So that is levels simplified, and trading doesn't have to be difficult. But that's it, guys. It's that simple. If you want to know more about my trading and you're interested in order flow and how I confirm trades, I got a free Telegram group I run, and I do drop some really good stuff over there periodically. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ask me any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.